Hi everyone, welcome to this class today. My name is Rachel Smets and today we will be going to Mallorca and the Baleares, Baleares. Okay, so today we will fly to the Spanish islands and I will tell you all about my experiences that I had there when I was living there. So I'm going to talk about the country, where it's located, what it's like, places that you could visit, a lot of things that you may not know. So I will try to tell you all about that. And of course, my own true experiences in Mallorca. But there's more Spanish islands, so I'll tell you all about that. As you can see, you can always email me, info@expat2inpat. You can find me on Facebook, expat2inpat, or on Skype, or just post a comment or a question anytime. And I'm happy to answer that. So we start with a very short breathing exercise. As usual, I will show you the map and tell you where we're going to, because it might be, they're so small, these islands, and you may not know where it is. So I will tell you and I will show you, give you an introduction, some facts and figures, what to pack, where to go, what to visit. And again, any questions, let me know. And I will tell you where we're going the next time. So let's get started. Focus and be presently aware. And we do that with closing your eyes. Just 1 minute. I'm doing it as well. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Your back is straight. And you breathe in slowly. And breathe out again. And you breathe in again. And breathe out again. Very slowly. You're presently aware in this class. No other thoughts, no other worries. Just focus. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out again. And slowly open your eyes. Hi. So here we are. Now I got all of your attention. This is me in this picture in Mallorca. Wanted to show you that. Okay, let's get started to the first slide. Here we go. Now, what do you see here? First of all, this is a map of Europe. I'm sure you'll recognize that. And I did already have a whole class about Spain. So this is the big country of Spain. And do you see these 4 little dots here on the bottom? Those are the 4 islands, and they are Spanish islands. And that is these group of islands is what is called Baleares. In English, Balearics, but in Spanish, Baleares. Okay, so this is written in English, Balearics, and this is Spanish, Baleares. So if you hear about that, you will see this flag here on the left corner. You see this flag? That's really, it's not the Spanish flag. It's a very typical flag only for those islands. Okay? And so this group of islands, it's a group of islands. It's called Baleares. And here on the right side, this is these 4 islands that we're talking about. Okay? So one is here, Ibiza. There's lots of songs about Ibiza. I'm flying to Ibiza. Then there is Formentera. It's tiny, but beautiful island. Very tiny. Then there's Mallorca. This is where I've lived for 2 years. It's much bigger. It's still a small island, of course, but it's bigger compared to the other ones. And then here there's Menorca. Again, a small island and really quiet and beautiful. If you want a very relaxing holiday and enjoy the beach and enjoy the green nature, this is where you have to be. It's so quiet. It's not very touristical at all. Not very known yet, but people are discovering it. So if you want a very quiet holiday, really relax, get away from the city and the noise, then that's where you have to be. Okay? But I will tell you about nice places here in Mallorca as well. What you also should know is that, okay, these are the 4 islands here, and you can easily take a boat from one to the other. Okay? There's a big airport here in Palma in Mallorca, and there's also an airport here in Ibiza. okay? And you can really easily take a boat from one to the other. So that is really not a problem. If you like to travel and you have time, you can easily visit all the islands, okay? But if you really want a relaxing holiday, I would choose just one, okay? But I will tell you what there is to see as usual. So this is now where it's located, okay? You're with me? Now you know where it is. Now we'll dive into these islands, okay? And I'll give you some facts and figures, some interesting things that you want to know, I'm sure. Okay, these are the 4 largest islands, okay? I already mentioned them, Ibiza, but now you see how it's written, Ibiza. Then there's Formentera, okay? There is Mallorca, the middle one here, the biggest one, and there is Menorca, okay? There you go. This is the 4 islands. Now, the official language, if you remember well, in Spain, of course, the official language is Spanish. That's very logical, okay? However, here in these Baleares, there's a co-official language, which is called Catalan, okay? Catalan. And if you remember my other class about the UK, do you remember in the UK, for example, you have the official language, which is English, but there are 6 regional other languages, Welsh, Irish, Scottish, and here in Spain, it's the same. Well, there's not 6, but there's one very, very known language, which is called Catalan. Catalan. And it's very different from Spanish because I speak fluently Spanish, but I really don't speak Catalan because it's really kind of a mixture between, I don't know, it has a little bit of Portuguese, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Latin. So it's a bit of, yeah, I could understand it a bit, but really speak it, it's different. But it's such an official language that schools teach it and universities teach it. So there are classes in Catalan. So it's a very, very popular language when you are Spanish or when you live there, okay? And especially in these Baleares, okay? Because, like I wrote here, the Catalan language is the 2nd most commonly used in Catalonia, after Spanish, of course, because Spanish is the real official language. Okay, that's logical. You go to Spain, this is a Spanish island, everybody speaks Spanish. So if you don't speak Catalan, then, well, if you speak Spanish, everybody will understand you. However, remember, if you go to Spain, most people think that everybody speaks English, but in Spain, you will find that the Spanish people don't speak English. It's like, remember when I spoke about France? In France, you will really not find a lot of people that talk English because they really love their French and the French culture and the French country. Remember I said that? So in Spain, it's the same. They really speak Spanish, all of them, but you will not find a lot of people that speak English. So remember that when you go, you may want to have a little dictionary with a little bit of Spanish words in it. It will help. The younger people, more and more, will speak English, but very minimum. And I understand it also, because when I was living there, really, you don't need English. So the Spanish people, why would they learn English? I mean, they don't really need it. In their jobs, when you walk around, you go shopping, you go visiting, everything is in Spanish. So yeah, they don't really need it, I guess. So English is too minimum. It's important for you to know, so you know how to be ready for that. Okay. So the capital of these Baleares, because I mean these are 4 groups of, 4 islands in one group, and there is a capital. The capital is Palma de Mallorca. Now here's another thing I'm going to teach you. You see here Palma de Mallorca, okay? Now here it is. This is here. If you watch me on the map, here is Palma de Mallorca. So Mallorca is the island, and Palma de Mallorca is the capital. Now, the thing I want you to know is that if you only say Palma, then it could be very confusing, because there are also the Canary Islands, which are way more south and more close to Africa. There are Canary Islands there, where they also speak Spanish, but there is one island, I mean, there is also a Palma. So it's getting confusing. So if you talk about this Baleares island and you talk about Mallorca, you have to say Palma de Mallorca. That's the capital. Not just say Palma, because it will be confusing for the other islands, and you're totally not talking about the other islands. We're here. We're in the Baleares. Okay? So don't confuse it. Now, this is the whole location. This is all the islands. Moving on to some more facts and figures that you might like, because what can you do there? What can you expect in the Baleares? The cuisine, it's another word for the food and what's on the menu, what you can order. There are most of the time very typical Spanish or Mediterranean cuisines. Cuisine is the fancy word for the food, okay? The culinary aspect. Okay, so typical Spanish dishes. And if you remember the class about Spain, then we are talking about a lot of fish, lovely lobsters, lovely seafood. See this picture? These are lobsters. A very typical is lobster stew. And this is it. This is the picture. If you remember, I already explained to you the paella. Paella, typical Spanish. So good. It's full of rice and seafood. There's a bit of lobster, there's gambas, there's mussels in it, there's a bit of lemon, you can see here. There's so many, it's a whole mix of seafood. Ooh, I love it. So there's also pastry, cheese, wine, pork, chorizo. They love it. So there's a lot of typical Spanish dishes that you will also find in the Baleares. Okay? Now, something else you want to know, personal appearance and image are important. I explained that for the Spanish, and it goes just as well here. They really take care of themselves, okay? So when you go out, even if it's just for a quick bread in the grocery shop or anything, or some fruit or vegetables, you take a moment to dress well. Not fancy, but don't go out in just some t-shirt and shorts or something. Just, make an effort, because the appearance matters. Okay? Which is nice, because when there are parties or weddings or birthday parties or family reunions in Spain and in the Baleares, it's gorgeous. People, they really dress so fancy. It's amazing. Whenever there's a really traditional wedding or baptize or something Catholic or any other really big event, the Spanish, and these here as well, they are Spanish, they dress up really, really fancy. So it's really beautiful to see. They really take care of their appearance. Okay? So generally they dress conservatively. They make an effort when they go out, even for a quick shopping. Okay, that's what I wrote here. So here we are a little bit about the greetings, because that's something important to know as well. I did another class on all of the greetings in many, many countries. But if you're talking about Spain, then the formal greeting is shaking hands, okay? Mr. and Mrs. Remember Spanish, señor, señora, okay? Señor, señora. And if you know the people a little bit, and if you're friends, then there's 2 kisses on the cheek. Okay? Spain is 2 kisses. Now that's a big thing in the whole of Europe. Every country is different. Many countries have cheek kissing. Some countries don't. In the UK, they don't really do cheek kissing. In France, they do sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 kisses just to say hello. In the Netherlands, it's 3 kisses. In Belgium, 1 kiss. And in Spain, Dos. Two in Spanish is dos. So dos kisses, dos besos. Dos besos. Okay? Now, who kisses who? Men kiss women, women kiss men, women kiss women, but not two men. Okay? If you're a man, if you're a guy, don't kiss another man, because then it looks a bit ooh, a bit gay, a bit ooh. So yeah, between female and male, or between two female, not between men. So then just say hello and hi there, hey mate. Hola is the Spanish for hello. All right, clear? No questions so far. Then we are moving on, and I will show you some really nice places to visit, and I will show you a bit of where to go and what you can expect when you go to these 4 islands. I think this is interesting for you. So let's see. This is actually a map of Mallorca. So that's the biggest of the 4 islands, remember? So that's why I'm focusing this slide on Mallorca, because every island has something. But if you remember, I said there's 4 islands, right? The very, very small one is Formentera, which is nice to visit, but there's basically beach and that's it. Okay, beach and mountains, but that's really, there's not much to visit. It's beautiful, it's really beautiful, but that's it. Then there is the second smallest one, which is Menorca. Okay, if you remember those 4 islands, there's a very small one, then there's Menorca. Again, beautiful island, really beautiful island, lots of landscape, a lot of beach, very serene, very peaceful. You really go there to relax. You want a holiday that you say, oh, I just want no noise, no busyness, just relax. Then Menorca is great. Okay, because you can really, I mean, it's really not touristical yet. There are hotels, of course, but you really can enjoy the relaxing peace and beautiful, beautiful sight and beaches. Okay, then the third island is Ibiza. Ibiza is very known to party. Okay, I've been there as well, and Ibiza is really, really famous for going out, party, drinking, drugs. I'm not saying it's only that, but it's really famous for that. So when I was in Ibiza, it's not very big, and I did a whole tour. And there are, of course, in the center, it's just a lot of young people partying. In the morning at 9 a.m., you see the people with some bottles of wine. They're still up and awake from the night before. So yeah, it's a bit crazy. You see a lot of people from all over the world, because you see all kinds of cultures in Ibiza. It's almost like the whole world knows Ibiza to go and party, and people talk with everybody. So it's nice. You get to know a lot of people, but it's a lot about partying. I'm not such a party animal, but yeah, if you like partying, drinking, drugs or not, but it's nice to walk around and to look at it. But it's very, very busy. The center is very, very busy because of all the partying. There's people, yeah, there's a lot of noise. It's just busy. Okay, you have to like it. But there's other places in Ibiza outside of the center where it's beautiful. There's beautiful places, beautiful beaches, beautiful sites, even a salt where they make salt, you know. So there are interesting places to visit on Ibiza while you're there. So it's worth it if you like traveling, okay? Now, the biggest island is where I lived. It's Mallorca, which is the map here. Okay, and this is where all these pictures are taken, because the most places that you will be visiting are in Mallorca. If you visit the islands, Mallorca has a lot. It's small, but not very small. It's big enough for a lot of traveling. So where should you go? Well, the most popular sites, again, remember, when I say popular sites, I show you the ones that I find that are really worth it. Because remember, if you buy a tourist guide, then it will show you a lot of places. But some of them, they're not really worth it. You know, those books, those tourist books that you buy, of course they have to fill it up with a lot of things, but sometimes they put something in there and it's like, oh, is this it? Okay, yeah. Did I have to travel just to see this? You know what I mean? Sometimes they put, oh, beautiful cathedral, and then it's like, okay, there's 4 walls and some bricks. Okay. So what I put here is really, really worth it visiting. Okay. So it gives you a nice idea of where you can go. So first of all, when you are in the center town, you see this beautiful cathedral here with the water in the front. This is really big. You can go inside. You can walk all the way outside. There's green. There's a lot of markets. There's a lot of stairs up and down. There's water. You can walk around. This is the Castel de Baleares, and this is in the center town of Palma. Okay, so if you look at the whole map of Mallorca here on the right, then here is Palma de Mallorca, which is 10-15 minutes from the airport driving. So this is where this castle is. So it's right in the center town. Okay, what else is in the center town? It's the shopping. There's loads of shopping. If you like shopping, there's loads. So if you go to Palma de Mallorca, you have the beauty of the beach, you have the beauty of these cathedrals and museums, and you have the whole shopping. So everything is in walking distance. You don't have to take a tram or a bus. You walk, you walk, you walk, you see it all. You have it all in Palma. However, if you like to travel a little bit, it's not far, because in 1 hour you're up all the way up north. In another hour, you're all the way on this side. So really, it's never very far. You can take a bus easily to other places in Mallorca, and the buses are pretty good there. Okay, so you can take a bus and then whoops, go a little bit up north, and then you get here. This is also beautiful green. You see these with these palm trees and aloe vera plants, and beautiful place, and it's called Soller. Okay, there's a little train there where you can take, and then it takes you and visit everything. Just a touristical train. It's really, really nice. There's also a museum of Spanish contemporary art, if you like museums. Also, again, in Palma. So again, like I said, in Palma, there's shopping, there's museums. This one here on the below, this is the museum actually from the art. There is the cathedral. Then, if you want to see beautiful yachts, these big, rich boats, they're gorgeous. You find those in the most famous for the rich is this one here. It's a picture I took myself, and it's let's see, somewhere here, more or less. It's like 45 minutes, not even from Palma, and it's really where all the rich people go, and they have these huge yachts, and I think Michael Douglas has a boat there, and other really famous. It's just sitting there and watching the people, and there's a few restaurants on that harbor where you pay like really lots of amount of money to have a simple lunch. You only see cars like Ferrari and Porsches and big Land Rover, Range Rovers, these really, really expensive cars. So it's just a pleasure for me to just sit there and then just watch all that. Yeah, just watch it. I like to watch and observe all these rich people. You can also drive up north, and then you arrive here in Alcudia. Alcudia is, this is a picture. Beautiful beach again. Beautiful mountains, also very serene, very peaceful, very relaxing. So Palma will be the busiest, but it has everything if you like shopping and doing some shopping, and then you can wander around a bit to the east, to the west, to the north, and you find all these beautiful places where you can hike and walk around. So it gives you a good idea, I hope. Okay, moving on. I did tell you, I would say, what to pack. And what to pack is really, really easy. Because the climate, I made the sun really big and the umbrella really small because you will have a lot of sun. This is a graph with the hours of sun. There's just a lot of sun. And I loved it there. I really miss living there. The sun just gives so much energy. And when you have to pack or when you live there, the easiest thing to do is just wearing shorts and t-shirts. And you don't need any winter clothes. Really, when it's really, really cold, it's still warm enough, to walk around in a long sleeve. You don't need big jackets and winter and scarves and hats. You don't need it. You don't. It's great. You just wear a skirt or a dress, or for a guy, some shorts and some summer shoes. Of course, when you go to work, yes, you have to dress up a bit, but you will never wear big, thick sweaters and jackets, and you don't need it. You don't need it. So pack light, okay? And it's not the most expensive place there. So if you want to buy something, it's not too expensive. It's not like in the UK or in London. Everything is so expensive. But here, no, you will really enjoy it. Eating, clothes, buying things. It's not the cheapest, but it's not expensive. So you can easily buy some stuff if you need something else. Okay? So, still no questions? Then I'm moving on because we're ending soon. So remember, we have these 4 islands. They're called Baleares. They all belong to Spain. You speak Spanish or you speak Catalan. Mallorca is the biggest, and you can visit all the 4 islands with the boat, or you can stick to Mallorca and visit a lot of places in Mallorca. And then you can hop on the boat and go to Ibiza and party and drink and have fun and go out all night long. Okay? Or you can go to Mallorca and just relax. Lots of possibilities. So then you know what you can expect over there. Now, while we're talking about Spain, my next class will be about the culture and the people. Because I did show you the really big cities in Spain, remember? Sevilla and Barcelona and Madrid. So I showed you already where to visit, but I still want to teach you what the culture is like, what the people are like, okay? How do you say hello? How do you greet? Do you kiss? Do you not kiss? I will tell you about the culture, okay? How they are. How are they receptive? How are they difficult? I will tell you all about that in my next class, okay? So as you know, I'm all about cultures and countries, and I tell you all of my own experiences, so I can give you examples of what I experienced myself, and I love doing that. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.